raising safety concerns about the Prius electric power system in 2017. The jury specifically ruled on Hogan's claim that a 2014 Prius recall didn't fix defects.
Correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Toyota denies wrongdoing, says the jury's decision does not indicate its decision was related to vehicle safety issues. Meanwhile, the company still faces a lawsuit in L.A. that says its recalls failed to fix Prius defects. Check out more on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Hello, I'm Fred Dreyer. I've had a MyPillow for 2 years. Before that, I had sleeping problems. Pillows would go flat, I would flip and flop all night, I would wake up with a sore neck and a sore back, and maybe even a headache. Made right here in the United States with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee, there's nothing to lose. For a limited time, go to MyPillow.com and get a 2-pack of MyPillow Premiums for just $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. And it's only available at MyPillow.com when you use the promo code WINNER. That's 2 premium pillows, just $69.98 with the promo code WINNER at MyPillow.com or call 800-513-3363. That's 800-513-3363 or MyPillow.com promo code WINNER for a fantastic offer.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Enjoy Tiki Live, the best cable alternative choice today, with hundreds of premium live TV programming, including ESPN, CNN, Fox News, Disney, AMC, Bravo, XF, OWN, and CRN Talk. Plus no contracts and low month-to-month service. Tiki Live, servicing North America, including the Caribbean. To get started, visit TikiLive.com to order hundreds of channels, including CRN Talk, at a fraction of what you're paying today. Visit TikiLive.com. That's TikiLive.com. You can try fighting the law all you want, but the law is always going to win. From politicians and celebrities to sports figures and business leaders, they're fighting the law. Now, here to sort out the nation's top legal news stories is America's favorite legal analyst, Royal Oakes. This is the Royal Oakes Show.
Robbing people with a 6-gun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won.
Thank you, Mike Horn, and welcome to the Royal Oakes Show, and welcome to our co-host, Ken Jeffries. How you doing today, Ken?
Hi there. What happened to, we have the invisible man again in the middle.
To quote the title of Hillary Clinton's book, What Happened? You know, that's the exact title of her memoir. Her explanation for why she lost. Yeah. What happened about Connor, our millennial correspondent? He is on special assignment at an undisclosed location. He'll be back next week, so Ken and I are going to muddle through. And we're actually going to start out with an unusual muddle, a little different twist here for the Royal Oakes Show. You've heard of the British game show. Yeah, let's do the twist, like Chubby Checker.
Come on, everybody.
Everybody remembers the British game show. Well, 3 or 4% of the population remembers the British game show, The Weakest Link. Well, in the Trump era, every single 7-day period seems to compete for the title of the weakest week. Now, if you hate Trump, you say we keep going down a rabbit hole of lying and racism. If you love Trump, you're convinced that his opponents keep reaching for an idiotic level of identity politics and wokeness. So let's see, Ken, how this week stacked up on that standard.
Is it game show music for you?
Here's the top story again. The Squad emerged as the symbol of Trump resistance, but just the Squad?
You got to do it like Colbert, I think. Colbert, he doesn't take his glasses off, but he switches to another camera and he goes...
He'd be blind.
The Squad.
I could take the glasses off, except then the headphones would flip. But here's my problem, Ken. I want an adjective in front of the Squad. Because Squad, and remember the Mod Squad in the 1970s?
Peggy Lipton, who just passed.
Peggy Lipton,
right.
Absolutely. Right. You've got to have an adjective. So I've got some suggestions for Squad business. Now, we have Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. I think we should refer to them as the Nod Squad. Because, let's face it, they need naps, right? Now, we also have Kamala Harris and Kirsten Gillibrand.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
Kirsten and Kamala, they are the bod squad. Now, I just want to be current. They're babes, right? Now, next, Ken, we have Beto O'Rourke and Pete Buttigieg, right? They are the Izod squad. Look closely, you can see little alligators instead of American flag
on
pins.
Polo shirts and okay.
Because we don't want to honor our slaveholding past with flags on our coats and shirts. Then we have Donald Trump and Mike Pence. They are the, oh God, not 4 more years of this squad. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have what we all wish we could have, and that is the Sod Squad. You remember Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. I would refer to them as the Sod Squad. You're looking quizzical.
S-O-D?
In
like the stuff you put on your lawn?
In case you haven't heard the news, they're beneath the sod.
Beneath the sod,
yes.
Beneath the sod.
Okay, see, you got to brush up on your history there. So it's been a rough week.
I was going to say Lee Marvin, also an M Squad, but that's beside the point. But okay.
Now, beyond all of the squad business, it has been a rough week for the Kevin Spacey groping case prosecution. His accuser's mommy, as it turns out, deleted what she called frat boy activity text from her son's phone that had gone real time with the messages chronicling the groping. Plus, the accuser, you may have read, Ken, lost his phone. And when asked if he knew altering evidence was a felony, he took the fifth, and so prosecutors threw in the towel. So the working theory is the young man was fussing with a big gulp and his car keys at a 7-Eleven and left his phone on top of his car as he sped off. The bottom line is the case against Kevin Spacey fell apart like
a house of cards. Thank you.
See, you're
Hero Week, aren't you?
We're on the same wavelength.
We'll see ourselves out. Thank you very much.
So now we move on to Joe Biden. Joe Biden made headlines this week trying to distinguish himself from the progressive call for dumping private insurance. But the way he put it, you probably reported on this, Ken Jeffries, the way Joe Biden put it this week was, he said, well, if you like your policy under my plan, you can keep your policy. Really, Joe?
Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it?
Do you really want to use those words? Let me give you some advice. If you're going to borrow from a politician's speech, use a British politician, not an American. That way, what's going to happen? Who's going to notice, right? So finally, we move on to Liz Warren. Now, Liz Warren is all about transparency. Did you see her tweets this week, Ken?
No, does she have any new plans?
Oh my gosh! Wait till you see her new tweets. She signs off every tweet with her preferred pronouns. She now identifies as a woman. I think she always has, but she types in at the end of her tweet she/hers to let everybody know she's a woman. She identifies as a woman. That's her sign off for her tweet. You have a quizzical look on your face.
Yeah, very quizzical.
Just so you'll know she's a woman. Now, Liz is also thinking of adding to her sign-off a few more words. And the words are yours/all of it. Yours/all of it. And if she is referring, of course, to the money that you, Ken Jeffries, will be sending to the IRS to pay for all of her programs. Yours/all of it. Right. So that's it. Okay. You get to decide, folks, if this was the weakest week. So, the big story of the entire week I haven't even touched upon, and that's the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. I mean, when you think about the...
Which is today, right?
This is today, July 20, the hundreds of thousands of years of human history, nobody got up to the moon until 50 years today. Do you happen to remember where you were? Were you in the family
I was watching,
living room watching it on TV?
How old was I? I was born for
Not from Not is Not.
I was watching on TV at home, and Walter Cronkite, and everybody was watching.
And it was emotional for him because he was so invested in the space program himself.
Yes, and it's interesting now that C-SPAN had been showing yesterday. They showed the countdown and all. I think they're showing at the time live coverage from CBS News from 50 years ago, and. It's still interesting in how calm and collected Uncle Walter was,
I recently read a book about the whole space project, and I had forgotten, if I ever really knew the whole story, how political it was. I mean, it was the rivalry with the Soviet Union, which existed then instead of Russia. Yeah, because they beat the pants off of us in terms of Sputnik. They got up there first. It was a huge embarrassment for the Eisenhower administration. They got the first, animal. They had a monkey or a dog up in space. They had the first guy up there.
I got to tell you, I think I was in 4th grade when Sputnik went up, and it was so I think it was 1957.
So was this
the
first year you were in 4th grade, or the second, or the third year?
The third year I did 4th grade,
okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
I graduated high school when I was 81. Anyway, but I remember how shocking it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for Kennedy to come out, I think in May of his first year, so it would be 4 months after his inauguration in 1961, for him to come out and say that America will put a man on the moon within the decade, it was a punch in the face to Russia. It was a commitment. And when you think about it...
Well, we were punched in the face by Sputnik.
Absolutely.
And and when Gagarin went up, first man in space, wow.
And the program was very fortunate in the sense that after Kennedy was assassinated in 1963, one might have said, well, the air will get out of the balloon because this was the Kennedy thing. But Lyndon Johnson was as invested in the space program as Kennedy was.
Right.
Part of it was a pork issue, the Houston Johnson Space Center and so on. It was a huge shot in the arm for Texas. But he just in general was really behind it. And as a result, even though Kennedy was gone, Johnson pushed it. When you think back on it...
Of course, they renamed it the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Was it Houston, I think?
Yeah. When you think about it, Ken, the idea of the government accomplishing something so astounding and seemingly impossible, it in a way refutes the people that say, well, we don't want our lives run by the VA and the IRS and the DMV. But you know what I think? I think this was so competitive that I think that we worked so hard because it was a matter of national pride, and I don't think everything that civil servants do rises to that level of accomplishment.
Well, I got to tell you one other thing too, and it makes the moon accomplishment, I think, that much more remarkable. We were fighting a war at the same time. A little thing called Vietnam.
Right. That's exactly right.
I'm being sarcastic, of course, but it was. I mean. Yes, this country can do two things at once, but we were knee deep in the big muddy, as an old folk. Well, and then in Vietnam, and at the moon at the same time.
It was a remarkable accomplishment, and an amazing amount of technological stuff came out of it. People who don't study it say, "Oh, what did we get out of it other than Tang?" Which we didn't get Tang. Tang preceded going up there. But when you read the experts' commentaries about what the whole space program meant, hundreds of really significant developments emerged.
Right.
To fast forward to today, I guess to me it's a little discouraging that in this Trump era, everything is political, even the moon landing, and people are unhappy about the fact that Armstrong's comment was considered sexist now because he talks about one small step for man.
Although he said amen, he really said amen, and the word "a" got cut out because of the bad radio transmission.
Oh, I never heard that. You're saying you heard that he actually did use the word "a"?
Yeah, Armstrong says he said it.
Yeah.
And,
of course, Armstrong's gone.
And that was a mini controversy in those days, but I know that, I'm not sure if that's such a big deal anymore.
It ain't a big deal. It is the story of the century, and it's terrific that people are recognizing it on this 50th anniversary. As you say, this is actually the day.
Hats off to them. We should go back, and I'm not sure why we stopped. But we did.
Another big story kind of looking ahead to this next week is the Mueller testimony. Robert Mueller is going to sing on Wednesday. He was scheduled to testify a week or so ago, but the Democrats wanted to get their act together in terms of who gets to ask what questions. So here's a question for you. You want to put your crystal ball to work, Ken Jeffries. Is Mueller going to throw Trump under the bus? When they ask the inevitable hypothetical question, okay, Mr. Mueller, we understand you think that you really couldn't have indicted him because he's the sitting president, and that's why you didn't come to a conclusion about obstruction. You're in the hot seat now, Mr. Mueller. Hypothetically, if you could have indicted a president, would you have said the obstruction evidence is good enough to indict Trump? when they ask him that hypothetical question, you think he's going to throw Trump under the bus, or is he going to say, don't ask me hypotheticals?
Yeah, he may say, don't ask me hypotheticals. And I have another question, too, real quick. Southern District of New York, those cases all went away?
No, they're still going.
Well, because some were dismissed, weren't they, or something?
Yeah, some were, but
okay, but
Mueller was smart. He gave part of his job to the Southern District.
I'll watch it, and it's I think it's Wednesday, right? It's going to be most of the day on Wednesday.
At least 4 hours. Yeah, 2 committees: Judiciary Committee, I think, Intelligence or Oversight Committee.
It's they have to. I wonder if they're still working out who's going to ask the questions on the committees.
That's one of the reasons they postponed
crazy.
They only have 2 hours per committee with Mueller, so 4 hours total. If you do the math, apparently,
why is there a time? Why is there a time limit?
It was a negotiation, I think, with Mueller. He's got people to see, things to do. A busy guy.
He's retired. What does he have to do?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Hey, you know, you're right. He's retired. That's a good point. You know what?
In other words, as soon as things make it interesting. Okay, we're done.
You know what I think he should do? Because he's retired, he doesn't have to answer to the Department of Justice. Hundreds of millions of people are going to be watching him, right? The ratings are going to be through the roof, okay?
That should be pretty good.
You know what I think he should do? You know what race car drivers do on their suits? They got Pennzoil, they got Goodyear.
Those sponsors, right, exactly.
He should show up in a racing outfit with all sorts of stickers and decals. He could make millions of dollars. Now, it's probably unreal.
Off commercials.
He probably will think he's too fancy to do that.
I think sometimes some senators ought to do it. You know,
why not?
Who sponsors them and
works for golfers, right?
Huh?
It works for golfers. They've got all these logos.
Well, some of them do, yeah. Now, yeah.
But I think that's what's going to be interesting. Obviously, the Democrats want the soundbite. They want Mr. Mueller going through the highlights reel of the 11 ways that there was apparent obstruction so that they can use it in their TV commercials. But they've already got that, really.
They can't pontificate. They got to be, I think they have to be careful not to pontificate, and it's going to happen, and you know it's going to happen.
Yep. So, bottom line is the Democrats are going to do their best to get that key hypothetical question answered. Sir, if it weren't for the rule against indicting a president, tell us, yes or no, did his conduct amount to obstruction?
But it's still hypothetical. It doesn't matter.
And I don't think he's going to answer it. He's not going to take the bait. So, when we come back, we've talked a little bit about Kevin Spacey. We're going to get into it a little bit more. Why was the groping charge against him dropped in Massachusetts? And are there still possible criminal charges against him? Stick with us on the Royal Oak Show.
We'll be back on CRN with the Royal Oak Show.
This is the entertainment answer. What other films are taking on the live-action Lion King in theaters this week? None. Who would even try? Like it or not, these live-action remakes just aren't going away. Families can also look for Breakthrough now on all home formats, as well as Shazam for your older viewers. Plus, several other solid films are still going strong in theaters, including Toy Story 4 and Spider-Man Far From Home. Certainly a lot to keep your summer sizzling. For this entertainment answer, I'm Matt Mungle.
Hello, I'm Fred Dwyer. I've had a MyPillow for 2 years. Before that, I had sleeping problems. Pillows would go flat, I would flip and flop all night, I would wake up with a sore neck and a sore back and maybe even a headache. Made right here in the United States with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee, there's nothing to lose. For a limited time, go to MyPillow.com and get a 2-pack of MyPillow Premiums for just $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. And it's only available at MyPillow.com when you use the promo code WINNER. That's 2 premium pillows, just $69.98 with the promo code WINNER at MyPillow.com or call 800-513-3363. That's 800-513-3363 or MyPillow.com promo code WINNER for a fantastic offer.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
We are the debt destroyer. Any debt you have, credit card, tax, student loan debt. Call now to get our free report that tells you how to destroy your debt. It's a great resource. Plus, when you make this free call right now, we'll have a debt destroyer expert ready to help you. They can show you how they can help you destroy your debt and get your life back on track. Debt problems don't have to be overwhelming. You can live stress-free and debt-free. Credit cards, medical bills, IRS tax problems, even student loan debt. Learn about free programs offered by the credit card companies, hospitals, and even the government that can help you slash your debt. Call right now for free information, including our Debt Destroyer Guide, a $300 value, yours free. Call right now.
800-515-6348. 800-515-6348. That's 800-515-6348.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back to the Royal Oak Show with our co-host Ken Jeffries. Our millennial correspondent Connor Oakes will be back next week. You know who's singing, don't you, Ken?
George Harrison.
Absolutely.
The Quiet Beatle.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it...
he was terrific, though.
He was fantastic. The breakup, I mean, obviously, he had a terrific solo career. They all did. I mean, maybe Ringo Starr, not quite as celebrated.
You know what I wanted to do? Last week, Paul McCartney played Dodger Stadium, and I kind of wish I went. And we go to a lot of concerts, so I'm not totally bummed out. But and Ringo
showed up at the end.
Ringo joined him on stage.
That's right. So you watch a lot of movies too, Ken. I know you're a movie buff, right?
I watch some, when I have time in my busy schedule.
So here's my idea, Ken. We're always trying to monetize the show here. My Dinner with Andre, very very famous movie. Wallace Shawn starred. Basically, two guys just having dinner. So the project I was hoping you could take on is to write a sequel, and you and I could have dinner, and Connor could maybe be the waiter. Because that's an important
we'll do that.
part. Would you mind writing the screenplay? Because I have no ideas. I've got nothing. I just have the concept.
Well, I haven't seen the film either. I'm familiar with the film, but I haven't seen it.
Step one is see the film, and step two is write the screenplay for the sequel starring us. Would you mind doing that, say, in the next month or two? Would that work?
Yeah. My son and I were both wrestling fans. Can we make it My Dinner with Andre the Giant?
Maybe?
I love it.
I love it. That's a great idea. So Kevin Spacey gets lucky this week. I should clear that up. Because that could be a provocative comment. He was going to go to trial for groping. He was facing years in prison. And guess what? They dropped the charges against him. Why did they drop the charges? Because the accuser, the young man, the 18-year-old busboy who got off his shift, and doggone it, he recognized it was Kevin Spacey in the bar, went up for an autograph. Next thing you know, he's texting his girlfriend, OMG, it's Kevin Spacey. He's totally gay. He's grabbing me. OMG. And so next thing you know, that's Exhibit A, the phone, which was a real-time, like a Howard Cosell reporting of the groping by Kevin Spacey of this young man. Inexcusable. And what happens? Well, the guy's mommy was a Boston TV anchor. She is furious at what Kevin did to the son. She hands the phone to a cop, and she says, by the way, I deleted some texts, some frat boy stuff, kind of embarrassing by my son. Has nothing to do with Kevin Spacey, but I deleted them just so you know. So the cop says, thank you, ma'am, doesn't tell anybody. 5 months later, they go to court. The defense attorney for Kevin Spacey says, hey, we want to see this phone with these texts and so on. And the mom admits, oh, yeah, well, I deleted the frat boy stuff. The cop says, oh, yeah, she did tell me that. I guess I forgot to mention it to the court. So the lawyer for Kevin Spacey, his head explodes. And so they bring the kid on the stand, and they say to the kid, now tell us about this the phone, what happened to it? And the lawyer for Kevin Spacey says to the kid, you realize it's a felony to alter evidence, right? The kid says, oh, wait a minute, I gotta have a break. He comes back, I'm taking the fifth. And so the DA says, I get it, we're dropping the case.
Goodbye, see you later.
But there are 5 or 6 other cases.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to ask what happens to those other cases.
Yeah, well, totally separate. But as we saw at the top of the show, the case fell apart like a house of cards.
House of cards.
So
now, what about his career now? Well, we don't know. Will he have a career?
If the other cases don't come together, I don't see why he wouldn't have a career. Americans love a second chance. They love it when people are redeemed and ask for forgiveness. He's come out and he said, I'm gay, which the gay community wasn't wild about. He comes out and says it in the context of the groping.
It was the way he did it.
Yeah. So this was not real happy. We shall see if Kevin Spacey is going to survive. The other big story of the week, of course, is the Squad. But I wonder if AOC is a little jealous at the attention that Omar is getting. Because Omar seems to be the star now. I mean, she's got the distinctive headdress. She's attractive. She's articulate. She's given the message, and you see AOC looking off to the side. I think there's some bad blood within the Squad.
Would you say that if there were men?
Oh, yeah, I would, absolutely, because I don't have a sexist bone in my body. So I think that's the answer to your question.
You mean like Trump doesn't have a racist bone in his body?
I don't know if the analogy is
good
there.
That's what he said. He said he didn't have a racist bone in his body.
So here's my thing about the Squad. I do wish we had a better adjective, or had an adjective, because we don't have one. My thing is for Omar to say, she did yesterday, I am the president's worst nightmare. I am going to be in his face. I'm thinking to myself, sweetie, you don't get it. You're his dream come true. You're his dream girl. You're not his worst nightmare. He loves the idea of being able to paint the Democrats
an enemy, as anti-Semites.
Anti-Semites. We're going to get into that after the break. He loves the idea of diverting attention from somebody like Joe Biden, who would say, oh, yeah, if you want Medicare, but if you want to keep your policy, you can have your policy. So I think this is tailor-made for Trump. And if you read the New York Times today, piece on the very front page saying the Trump advantage in the Electoral College is even bigger than we thought, because in the Rust Belt states, people are responding to his message. So when we come back, we're going to talk about whether or not the Squad's opinions about Israel and other issues are giving a big opening to Donald Trump, because I think he's going to exploit it and try to basically guilt by association,
exploit something,
condemn all Democrats for their sins. Going to get into that on the Royal Oak Show. Stick with us.
We'll be back on CRN with the Royal Oak Show. You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422. Hi, everybody. Michael Horn from CRNTalk.com. You know, we provide you with the best in talk radio. 8 channels of talk radio, from radio on the left, radio on the right, sports talk, business talk, religious talk, Spanish talk, you name it, we've got talk radio for you. All at CRNTalk.com. Well, now we'll bring you video as well as audio. That's right. Watch your favorite shows like The Robert Conrad Show, The Fred Dreyer Program, What's Cooking Today, What's Cooking on Wine, The Lounge, and so many other shows in video right at our website, crntalk.com. You can also watch us on Roku. Just search CRN Talk, and you can watch us on Roku on any TV anywhere in the world. Also on Facebook Live. Go to facebook.com/CRN Digital Talk. Facebook.com/CRN Digital Talk. Roku, search CRN Talk. Check us out on Tiki Live and at crntalk.com. Video for you talk fans, all from CRN Talk.
Hello, I'm Fred Dreyer. I've had a MyPillow for 2 years. Before that, I had sleeping problems. Pillows would go flat. I would flip and flop all night. I would wake up with a sore neck and a sore back and maybe even a headache. Made right here in the United States with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee, there's nothing to lose. For a limited time, go to MyPillow.com and get a 2-pack of MyPillow Premiums for just $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. And it's only available at MyPillow.com when you use the promo code WINNER. That's 2 premium pillows, just $69.98 with the promo code WINNER at MyPillow.com, or call 800-513-3363. That's 800-513-3363 or MyPillow.com, promo code WINNER for a fantastic offer.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
The following ad contains shocking material. Listener discretion is advised. Is someone in your family playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette? Over 43,000 people die a year from drug overdose. 120 people a day. 5 people every hour. 1 person every 12 minutes. 88,000 people die every year from alcohol abuse. Over 240 people a day. 10 an hour. 1 person every 6 minutes. Somebody you know may be next. Learn how to help someone you love get away from the drugs, alcohol, and bad influences. With the FMLA, people can take a leave of absence from their job and still keep it.
Call Quit Drugs 321 now at 800-378-3315, 800-378-3315, 800-378-3315. That's 800-378-3315.
Welcome back to the Royal Oak Show with our co-host Ken Jeffries and our absent London correspondent Connor Oakes. He'll be back next week. So, did Trump cross the line, Ken, when he gets into this? Go back to where you once belonged?
Well, let's just say that many observers think he did.
America, love it or leave it. I associate that with the 60s and 70s.
I associate it with Nixon.
George Wallace?
Did
Richard Nixon do it, or Wallace?
Yeah,
or both?
You know what? Nixon coined the phrase more or less, the silent majority. But
love it or leave it is directly related to what Trump said, because Trump said go back to the countries you came from.
Right, go back from the country, go back from where you came.
Now, people didn't like love it or leave it, not because there was any racial connotation, I think, but it was a purely political thing. It was, I am a solid right-winger. I don't like you left-wing hippies. If you don't love America...
This is back in the 70s.
60s and 70s. If you don't pledge allegiance and say you love America, then damn it, go back.
And, of course, we had, and again, Vietnam was still going.
So that was controversial. So now we've got Donald Trump saying these folks... they should go back to the countries they came from, solve the problems they say they can solve, then come back and tell us how they did it. That's what he said. And then people jumped all over him saying, 3 of the 4 didn't come from other countries. They were born in the United States. And the one who came from Somalia, I guess, Omar.
Yes.
Okay, so what if she's a citizen? So he took a lot of flack, including from his own party. And apparently his daughter Ivanka said to him, Ixnay on the, other countries, Dad. So the question is, was there any permanent damage to him, or was it really just, more like I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and his base is still okay with it?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think, especially since now he actually has.
I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares. If you don't mind me saying it. And can I say one thing? I think this also puts, in my opinion, Jewish Americans who generally vote for the Democratic Party, kind of puts them in a little bit of a box.
Yeah, because Omar is pretty anti-Semitic.
She is.
Yeah.
And now the problem...
So the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so if the Democrats consider Trump an enemy, she's the enemy of both Trump and the Jewish voters.
Can you be a Jewish American and still vote, by and large, for the Democratic Party without associating yourself with Omar? Trump would like to associate with Omar all the time. He wants to make Omar now, I believe, from what I read this morning, let's put it that way, the face of the Democratic Party. Forget AOC now. It's Omar. He wants Omar to be the face of the Democratic Party.
Absolutely.
And he can succeed in that. If this keeps,
I think it's very smart for him, because when you think about it, let's exclude for the moment Trump's hardcore base, which is not enough to win him re-election. And let's recognize nobody really likes Trump, maybe not even Melania. The nation is exhausted talking about him and thinking about him. They would love to say, you are fired. Good economy, fine, but it'll probably keep perking regardless of who's in the White House. So who else can we get? So how can he win?
He wants a boogeyman.
Yeah, and the answer is he's got it.
And it's her.
It's not just her,
Ilhan Omar.
It's not just her. Remember, a couple of weeks ago when the Democratic debates happened, and everybody raised their hand when they were asked, shall we decriminalize the borders, essentially have open borders? Shall we give free health care to all illegal immigrants? And they all raised their hands. Joe Biden is smartly backpedaling from that, and he's saying, I don't want Medicare for all. You can keep your private insurance if you want. I think, guys like Biden, who of course say, I'm a capitalist, I'll never be a socialist, I want the economy to work for everybody, let's tighten the holes in the safety net. You want Medicare, fine. You want private insurance, fine. Those kind of guys can beat Trump, but when you see Omar, you think of radical, progressive, socialist, allegiance to anybody and anything that is not what America stands for.
And
that's a dream come true for Trump.
She is one congresswoman, 1 out of 435, right?
And that's what Nancy Pelosi has been preaching. But Nancy doesn't get on Time Magazine anymore. AOC does.
Right. The squad is, and Trump loves a boogeyman, and it's always Trump versus somebody, and he's this counterpuncher, and he wants Omar to be the anti-Semitic face of the Democratic Party. And it may be working.
And what's amazing to me is the level of support for Trump within his own party. He is more popular with his party than any other American president within his own party, Democrat or Republican, in the last half century, with the sole exception of George W. Bush shortly after 9/11, which is sort of a war footing. And yet overall, his approval is 30s, low 40s, and he's not a likable, charismatic figure. People love his philosophies, many do, but he personally is not the kind of guy you want to invite for Sunday dinner. And so how do you explain the fact that he is so super popular? I think there is a sense of panic
within I guess the party, or within certain parts of the Republican Party.
Well, I think the Republicans have a sense of panic that they saw things slipping away for 8 years with Obama, sort of a turn toward socialism. They saw Hillary Clinton as an irrevocable solidification, cementification of the Obama legacy. Now 16 years, it'll be like the New Deal. There's no way we turn back. I think that panic set in, and that's what helped Trump get in. Plus, to the extent there's a positive message, the idea of populism and nationalism, America first, let's make America great again. A lot of people see that as a very solid, positive thing. I think those are the reasons why Trump is so popular. I can't think of anything else. Can you think of some reason why a guy that nobody really likes and we're exhausted thinking and talking about nonetheless is so super popular within his own party, and now, according to the New York Times front page today, he's very likely going to win next.
Well, maybe. We don't. I mean, we're still a year something away. We're still going to be talking about. We're still going to be talking about. We're still going to be talking about.
We're going to be exhausted. So let's talk about the debates. The second round of debates are coming up, and you explain this to me, Mr. Newsman Ken Jeffrey.
No.
CNN is running this show. They have a lottery, as you were pointing out off the air. It's like the football.
Yeah,
lottery.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it, and I heard it was run by almost like the NFL draft or something.
So they got 10 guys and gals picked for debaters for the night one, I think July 30. The other 10 are for the second night, July 31. And what does the CNN political director, who's sort of overseeing all this, say? He says, well, I can't help but notice that every single candidate on the first night of debate is white.
It's white night at the...
It's white night at the debates.
It's white night.
Who cares what the race of the Democratic candidates who happen to be picked for the first night?
I don't know what.
Why would he say that? I mean, are we so into identity politics that we're forced to recognize something like that as noteworthy? I don't know.
Maybe he was afraid. Somebody else would have noticed it, but it's not. But I don't know. I don't know who the analyst was. Maybe it doesn't matter. But
well, I'll tell you
this.
But
it's just the way the ping pong. What do they use? Ping pong balls, like they do, like in the NBA draft. Or what do they? What did they do?
We were talking about the draft lottery. Didn't they use ping pong balls for the draft lottery that you and I went through in the early 1970s?
Yes, and my number was 40. And I ended up serving, but in the National Guard.
I hate to pull rank on you, Ken, but mine was 333. So I did not get.
Yeah,
drafted.
my brother-in-law's was like very, very high, and I was a little jealous. And but mine was 40, and I knew my butt was almost immediately. And I wasn't doing well in school and college. I lost my 2S deferment. Then almost immediately I got a 1A in the mail.
Now you're being modest. I'm sure.
I'm sure you're wonderful
in school.
I got into a Guard unit. In those days, the National Guard did not go overseas because we had a draft, and the draftees went instead. But,
so let me ask you this: as it happens, by luck, Biden and Kamala Harris are in the same debate night. What fun for Joe Biden! She pummeled him into the ground.
That'll be night number 2.
Yeah, she pummeled him last time around. Some people say that she went too far in terms of busing because Americans aren't really wild about forced
little
busing.
girl with
but
me, right?
Yeah, but she clobbered him. She did great. She went from he was at 45, she was at 12. Now they're basically even. She's ahead in some polls. What do you think the rematch is going to be like? Do you think Biden is going to come out and do a big comeback? Remember how Ronald Reagan just looked doddering and old against Walter Mondale, and then the next one he came back and roared back?
That was the age thing about the line about...
I will not use against my opponent the political issue of his age and experience.
And that had to be a rehearsed line, but I'll tell you, but Reagan was a trained actor, and he could deliver it.
And Biden's not a trained actor. What do you think is going to happen in the rematch? Do you think she's going to clobber him again, or is he going to have a nice comeback?
She'll probably clobber him again. I don't know. I think what bothered me also, if I may throw it in about Biden, he showed up at a soul food restaurant in Los Angeles, and and I'm thinking,
really?
Yeah, this week he was at Doolin's on Crenshaw.
I missed that.
Yeah, and which I'm sure it's a fine restaurant. Never been there, but it's can we say pandering, boys and girls? It's like. Come on already. Do you have to go to these, to get the Jewish vote, do you have to go to Cantor's in downtown L.A. or, Fairfax District? I mean, oh, jeez, come on.
I was thinking, Ken.
Not that Biden didn't do that, but he did the soul food. You know what? And it's like, will Trump do this? Nah, he's freaking president. He doesn't care.
That's right. Thinking about the visual of the debates, 10 of them on one night, 10 on the other, it's so cumbersome. You know what they should have done? They should have done a Hollywood Squares type thing. Just like Peter Marshall,
Another game show.
You got Paul Lind in the center square. You could have Buttigieg in the center square. You'd have Charles Nelson Riley and so on. Why wouldn't that improve the ratings if you had a Hollywood Squares type of arrangement?
Charlie Weaver to block.
Yes. Why not? Why not?
Well, Peter Marshall is still alive, by the way, and maybe he'll do it.
He was a terrific host. So while we're beating up on Biden, let me read for you the part of his final statement during the night when he didn't do too well against Kamala Harris. And this is why people are starting to get worried about him, because he's just not looking and sounding.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to last. Seriously.
Listen to what he said, and then you can see if this confirms your opinion.
My opinion.
He said, "I'm secondly running for president because I think we have to restore the backbone of America, the poor and hardworking middle-class people. You can't do that without replacing them with the dignity they once had. Lastly, we've got to unite the United States of America as much as anybody says we can't. If we do, there's not a single thing the American people can't do. This is the United States of America. We can do anything if we're together. So God bless all of you, and may God protect our troops." Now, does that sound like somebody who's raring to go in mid-campaign season form? I have a feeling that Kamala Harris is going to be in a good position to deliver a knockout punch.
But they ought to have a meeting among themselves in that maybe not for these debates, but as the field gets narrower and narrower, and that to say, look, we got to beat Trump. Our goal is really to beat Trump and not each other. And that's always a problem for the party that does not have the presidency, that's engaged in these primary fights, and so we'll see what happens.
So I was making fun of Joe Biden at the top of the show about the fact that in defending his health plan, he used an expression that perhaps he shouldn't have, and to get back into the details.
Like your health plan, you can keep your plan.
So a lot of the Democrats are all in for Medicare for all, and some of them make it explicitly clear they want no private insurance to be legal in America, the way some socialist medicine countries ban it. Joe Biden has realized, I think, that is too progressive. 150 million Americans have insurance policies, and they probably won't take kindly to the idea that they'll be snatched away, even if the replacement is free, Medicare for all. So what he said was, if you like your policy, you can keep your policy. Is he totally tone deaf? Does he not realize that tens of millions of Americans hear that expression and associate it with a lie told by Obama on 17 occasions? This was not an innocent mistake at one speech, a teleprompter mix-up. This was Obama knowing exactly what's in his plan, because he was a really smart dude, and he sold it based on a lie, saying, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your policy, you can keep your policy. Those words are associated associated with deceit by a lot of Americans, not just hardcore Trumpsters.
Is that on a level, in your view, as I'm not a crook?
Yeah.
No, sir, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I think there's no doubt that it was really unfair and
I'm
deceitful.
not saying Obama was a crook. I mean,
but whether or not the indictment of Obama is fair, set that aside for the moment. The fact is, scores of millions of people, I bet, associate it as a lie. So why would Biden use that phrase that sounds so much like what people consider to be a lie? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. He shouldn't have done it.
So let's beat up on Liz Warren.
We're done with Joe
She
already?
sends out tweets, and she has a bio on her tweet. She says, I'm a U.S. Senator, former teacher, candidate for president, wife, mom, grandmother, and Okie. And then she puts she/hers. She/hers. Now, why does she do that?
What does that mean?
I'll tell you what it means. You want to tell the world how you identify. If you identify as a guy, the woke progressive thing is for Ken Jeffries to end his tweets by saying he-him. So everybody knows that you identify as a guy. Now, if you identified as a woman, you would write she/her.
What if her name is Leslie?
Well, you add that. She's got her name.
By the way,
here.
Royal, your name could not be construed as a guy. It's just a guy's name, right? Do you know any women named Royal?
No, I've never known a woman named Royal, but I could identify as a woman. If you identify as multiple gender person,
you can identify as a woman. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. That's the headline of the show.
Hypothetically, but if you identify as multiple genders, then you want to be known as they. Is it smart for Elizabeth Warren? She's actually emulating Julian Castro, who started doing this. He put he/his. Is it smart for her to do this, or is it going to cause her to be seen by the voting public as a little bit out there and maybe too progressive, too woke? Well, nuts. That's a strong word.
I think it's nuts. I think it's nuts.
You know, my problem with it.
It's ridiculous. Another thing that Trump can poker with, beside the Pocahontas thing.
In addition to being ridiculous,
she can call him Brocahontas. There was a joke about that. You heard about that about Trump. Why doesn't she call him Brocahontas?
That would be cute.
Didn't go anywhere.
My problem with the she/hers thing, aside from you can say it's just excessively woke, I think it's pandering to identity politics. Theoretically, it can be a valid focus on identity politics can be a valid focus on illegality and discrimination. But I think it's being used not to counter discrimination, but instead to put people in buckets that are good and bad buckets. If you are with my identity, whether it's gender or race or whatever, it's considered good.
Ask Jewish Americans now who generally vote Democratic. I mean, that Trump wants to put them. I think he wants to put them in a bucket as being, or anybody who votes for the Democratic Party as being anti-Semitic. We can do that.
When we come back, we're going to talk about a problem that is facing Los Angeles in a major way, namely homelessness. We are going to talk about a very creative solution that one city has come up with to get homeless folks out of a park where it is illegal to sleep in this park. They're using the magic of music. Perhaps you reported on this week, Ken Jeffries. So we're going to see if that might be a viable solution for Los Angeles, and we're going to see the super lawyer Ted Olson, who teamed up with David Boies on the big same-sex case. He's got a solution for homelessness, and he's going to the U.S. Supreme Court to talk about it. We'll get into all that when we return on the Royal Oak Show. Stick with us.
We'll be back on CRN with the Royal Oak Show.
Savor the past and savor the glory days of Las Vegas. Enjoy 70 years of true Las Vegas history as 4 generations of family wait to greet you at the legendary Bootlegger Italian Bistro. Wine, dine, and experience Mama Maria's award-winning original recipes while surrounded by original family photos and celebrity memorabilia. Enjoy piano artistry nightly with music from the Great American Songbook in our main formal dining room. The Bootlegger Italian Bistro, open 24/7, 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South, in the entertainment capital of the world. The Bootlegger Italian Bistro, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South, in the entertainment capital of the world. It's Vegas, baby.
Hi, everybody. Michael Horn from CRNTalk.com. You know, we provide you with the best in talk radio. 8 channels of talk radio, from radio on the left, radio on the right, sports talk, business talk, religious talk, Spanish talk, you name it, we've got talk radio for you. All at CRNTalk.com. Well, now we'll bring you video as well as audio. That's right. Watch your favorite shows like The Robert Conrad Show, The Fred Dreyer Program, What's Cooking Today, What's Cooking on Wine, The Lounge, and so many other shows in video right at our website, CRNTalk.com. You can also watch us on Roku. Just search CRN Talk, and you can watch us on Roku on any TV anywhere in the world. Also on Facebook Live. Go to Facebook.com/CRN Digital Talk. Facebook.com/CRN Digital Talk. Roku, search CRN Talk. Check us out on Tiki Live and at CRNTalk.com. Video for you talk fans, all from CRN Talk.
Looking for an intimate, romantic getaway? Escape to Maui's premier bed and breakfast, The Plantation Inn, a quiet oasis in the heart of Lahaina town. Guest rooms and suites offer Hawaiian plantation decor, combined with modern amenities, and surrounded a serene courtyard with a pool, jacuzzi, and lush tropical foliage. The inn is located just steps from Lahaina's historic Front Street for an easy stroll to museums, galleries, shops, and restaurants. Call 667-9225 or visit theplantationinn.com and plan your getaway now.
Want to build your brand? Get boldly distinctive results with Catalyst Nutraceuticals. Catalyst Nutraceuticals are your full-service specialists for formulating and manufacturing. Let us handle your nutritional supplements. Let Catalyst Nutraceuticals make a difference for your product and brand. Go to catalystnutra.com, CATALYSTNUTRA.com, or call 678-641-9941.
Welcome back to the Royal Oak Show with our co-host Ken Jeffries. So the homelessness crisis rages on in Los Angeles. If you're not living in here, you wouldn't recognize it. Drive down Ventura Boulevard or Wilshire Boulevard, most anywhere you see mushrooming tents because the courts in Los Angeles is caved in on settlements. Basically, we've stopped enforcing the rule that you're not supposed to sleep in the streets. So there is a town that has come up with a creative solution. They've got a rule against homeless folks sleeping in a park, and they just wouldn't leave, and they didn't have enough cops to get rid of them. So if you could please play the song that the authorities are playing all night long to make the homeless folks give up and leave the park.
Okay.
Coming up, it's on an endless loop for the park
and coming up
dwellers. This is a mega hit.
That it? Okay, that was it.
Oh, that was it. No. It's called Baby Shark. And
can you hum a few bars?
I could, but I wouldn't do justice.
Okay.
Here we go. This is the Jaws.
Baby shark, do-do-do-do-do, baby shark, do-do-do-do-do, baby shark.
Baby shark.
Mommy shark, do-do-do-do-do, mommy shark, do-do-do-do-do, mommy shark, do-do-do-do-do, mommy shark.
Daddy shark, do-do-do-do-do, daddy shark, do-do-do-do-do.
The sound. You think
All right.
Think that would be an effective tool against
homeless
folks in the park?
baby. Yeah, but also if someone had loaned me that thing, would be a loan shark, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. So I thought that it's worth mentioning, Ken, that they've got a very special problem. In case you've run out of things to worry about, in Tennessee,
here we go.
Meth gators are terrorizing Tennesseans. Tennessee Police Department.
Not baby gators, not baby sharks.
Well, that's the problem. Residents are supposed to not flush drugs down the toilet, citing fears that wildlife might consume the drugs and exhibit unnatural behaviors. Now, years ago, we were lectured, don't take the baby alligators that you get in Florida, the little novelty gifts. Come back to the Bronx, you get bored with the alligator, you flush them down, and we were told these giant reptilian monsters are then in the subways beneath New York City. Did you worry about, you have nightmares about this?
They could eat the rats in the subway, the pizza rat. And
you're being very creative. Talk about being a glasses half full kind of guy. Were you not worried about this as a child in New York growing up?
Well, I grew up on Long Island. We had had to deal with the Long Island Railroad, which was pretty bad. There were different two-legged sharks walking around trying to loan people money. I think there were loan sharks.
The Tennessee cops are telling all the meth heads, whatever you do, consume your drugs. Don't stick them down the toilet, because if you do, these alligators and crocodiles are likely to consume the drugs. Some social media users were latching onto the prospect of methed up gators.
Yeah, what would a methed up gator do? I don't know, besides bite you hard or
They
something.
were saying this should be the new mascot for the university down there. Think of how terrifying it would be to play the South Alabama Meth Gators tonight, live at the Nick, Meth Gator. So, also, the Loretta, Tennessee police noted there were some cases of an attacked squirrel. The authorities arrested a man who allegedly fed meth to a pet squirrel named D-Nuts and trained it to attack people. Talk about having too much time on your hands. Who feeds drugs to a squirrel and tries to train them to attack people? That's antisocial where I come from. A jungle python in Australia reportedly required 6 weeks of detox after absorbing meth through its skin in a lab. The python behaved more aggressively and erratically, a senior overseer at the John Maroney Correctional Complex told The Telegraph. Dogs fed meth can suffer from seizures, diarrhea, and extreme agitation. And finally, researchers have found freshwater shrimp with traces of cocaine in the United Kingdom. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Smoked shrimp, yeah.
Yeah, but it isn't just Trump that should be bothering us. It's meth gators as well. Have a great week, folks. See you next Saturday.
Which was most important because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite show